Hello and welcome to my Fire Mage Mage Tower guide for WoW Legion. The Fire Mage challenge is Agatha, the Imp Mother. Agatha is a two-phase fight with a damage phase and a shield phase. Compared to the other challenges, Agatha is not the hardest. This one only took me 10 attempts. How do I know 10? 1, because my add-on told me so, and 2, because I did all of the recording for this in one go, and there are 10 splits before I finally get the kill. Alright, talents. On screen now are my recommended talents. So, for row 15, I reckon you should take Conflagration, because there will be enemies up that this will spread to, and that'll work better. Firestarter, for doing damage when things are over 90, well, you're not going to be at 90% for a long period of this, so it's just a wasted talent there. You could choose Pyromaniac, but it's hard to tell whether or not it'll actually be useful in the long run. Row 30. In previous times, I would have told you to take Blast Wave, but Blizzard has changed it so that the explosion now works around yourself, not a target, so you can't use it as a targeted slow in that regard. If you do not have a survival legendary like the Pride's Neck for the shield or the Believier's, then I'd recommend potentially your Blazing Soul so that your flame barrier is being regenerated by the fire damage you do. In all other situations, especially if you have Believier's, take Shimmer because the shield triggers whenever you use Blink, and Shimmer will give you 2 blinks, but on top of that, also doesn't interrupt casting. If your damage is a little low, you might be able to make use of Mirror Image timing up with the shields, although at the gear level I was at, I overgeared this, so that wasn't worthwhile for me. Rune of Power, you're going to be moving about a lot, so I don't recommend it. I would recommend Incantus Flow. Row 60, for my one, I took Flame On because I was still in my raid setup without actually changing my talents here. Controlled Burn, whenever you gain a heating up, you have a 20% chance to instantly activate Hot Streak. If you know how to manage your Inferno Blast, that's not going to be a problem, so I'd recommend Alexstrasza's Fury, particularly if you have the legendary head. Row 75. Either Frenetic Speed or Ice Sword. Ice Sword gives your Frost Nova 2 charges, which will be useful later for rooting some of the imps in place, and Frenetic Speed just means whenever you cast Scorch you will be moving faster. You won't have time to sit and cast a Ring of Frost. Row 90. Now, I recorded this as I was making my transition into Fire. I wasn't a particularly good Fire Mage at this time, so a good Fire Mage can get a lot of use out of Living Bomb. However, for newers like myself, you're probably better off with either Unstable Magic or Flame Patch. Flame Patch will leave some flames behind when you cast a Flame Strike, and that's useful for getting multiple lots of adds down. Unstable Magic is just your passive. Row 100, even if your damage is high, I'd recommend Meteor, because Meteor works really well for getting rid of the shield that Agatha puts up on herself. Alright, gear. Is there anything in particular, any legendaries that would make this useful? Well, this is a survivability one, less so than, say, the Arcane Mage. If you're blinking a lot, Believier's. If you've got Pride's, you won't need to worry about your Blazing Shield, which is the neck piece I was wearing. Now, I was also wearing the Shard of the Exodar ring for 2 time warps, so if you bring Drums of Fury, you can time warp at the beginning, and if the fight goes longer than 5 minutes, you can time warp again, and if it doesn't, you can use one of the drums and get another Lust. If you're routinely getting her down to 30% or lower, then the wrists, with that turn your Scorch into an Execute ability, that becomes very useful because you can guarantee yourself crits right when you need it. Now I'll walk you through what I did. Now, I forgot to have food on, so for this one, you can either have your crit food or the or the Bear Tartar for increased movement speed for whenever you kill something, though I'd recommend you crit food, seeing as you're not going to be running around in this one as much as you would if you were doing the Frost one. So I've got Potions of Prolonged Power, because there will be ads coming towards me. I can't guarantee the extension of the Unending Grace Potion. So, drink a potion before you pull, and start casting your hardest hitting ability, which in this case would be Pyroblast. Once it's left you, hit Combustion. That Pyroblast will be a guaranteed crit by the time it travels to Agatha, and then just go ham on her. Get down the ads, and focus back on Agatha. See these two imps here on the side? These will start channeling an ability towards Agatha that will increase the amount of damage she does. This can very quickly get untenable, so get these two ads down as quickly as possible. It's an interruptible cast, so you can either A, use your interrupt, though I don't recommend it. You can either just kill them quickly. If you have the headpiece that increases the range of your Dragon's Breath acts as a stun, and that will interrupt them. Or if you're playing as a Blood Elf like me, you can use your Arcane Torrent racial ability, and that will interrupt them. When Dark Fury's up, you either have saved your cooldowns, so your mirror images, or if your damage is high enough, you can break through it. What's easiest is simply to use your Meteor ability. Continue to dodge swirlies on the floor and kill imps. Agatha will transition. At this transition, she moves to the other side of the room and boulders start coming towards you. Now, you can easily get around these and wait here in the middle. These imps spawn, root them in place with a Frost Nova, and continue up. If you can break that shield before they get to her, you're in a good spot. Like I did here with my Meteor. Interrupt her Dark Fury, and get the ads down. Remember, as a Fire Mage, should you ever start to find yourself low on health, a blink actually has a cauterize effect and will start to heal you. If you took Shimmer, you will have 2 of these, and that will work well.
What have you done? I will make you suffer. Your resistance is annoying. No!
3,
What have you done?
2, 1.
I'll make you suffer. Protect me, my children. I will give you the power. No! What have you done? I will make you suffer. Your persistence is annoying. Protect me.
The important thing to remember with this whole thing is to just not rush yourself. This is because you'll see here in a bit where Agatha puts her shield up.
1.
I'll make you suffer. Protect me, my children.
And I immediately went to put the Meteor down. I was getting very close, I rushed. I didn't wait to see whether or not she was going to spawn ads. Meteor does damage split over how many adds it hits. So if it hits just Agatha, it'll do its full damage, plus leave a flame patch for it to start doing extra damage, and that will easily break through the shield. However, I failed to do that here and notice that there were imps up. So rather than split across one character, it got split across, what are we, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meaning it did a fifth of what I needed it to. And that shield didn't do much. However, as you can see here on my cast bar, combustion has come off cooldown, so I'm able to pop combustion, and that allows me to get get through her shield.
Your persistence is annoying. No! What have you done? I will make you suffer.
And there you go. You are now the proud owner of the Fire Mage skin.
Pay for this! Your pay.
Light